welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maria. If you watch this video and you enjoy it, don't be shy, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for any future videos on narcissistic abuse recovery and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. All right, let's jump right into it. Today we're going to be getting into the topic of narcissistic parents who triangulate and what to expect. Okay. So to start off, I just want to briefly explain to you what triangulation is in case you don't know. So we're going to have three different types of siblings here. All right, so say on the top of the triangle, we have the narcissistic parent. We then have the golden child. The golden child is going to be the child that wins a lot of awards, is good at sports, has a great job, anything that allows the narcissistic parent to have bragging rights to other people, something that shows them how amazing of a parent they are because this golden child can do this, okay? Because narcissists believe that as siblings, as children, we are an extension of them. All right, so you have the golden child. On the other end of the spectrum, you have the scapegoat. So the scapegoat, there's something about them that the narcissist finds threatening. Okay, and if you are a scapegoat, this is a very psychologically damaging place to be. Your parents are supposed to validate you, build you up as human beings, and instead, these parents of scapegoats do the complete opposite where they try to keep them down. All right, so there's something about that scapegoat. There's something about that child that they probably see they can't manipulate. They probably see that person is just very self-aware. Maybe they are smart and they can maybe understand who that narcissistic parent is. They're not easily manipulated. All right, so the narcissistic parent will keep the scapegoat down in this spot where they will shame them, make them feel bad about themselves. Their good accomplishments are never going to be good enough. All right, so the scapegoat gets the worst end of the deal. All right, in triangulation. Okay. So we have the narcissistic parent, the golden child, the scapegoat, and then floating around there somewhere else is the invisible child. The invisible child has their own kind of trauma, because when you are a child that's not getting the bad attention, the bad attention that the scapegoat would be getting, and you're not getting the attention that's the manipulative attention that the golden child is getting, you kind of just feel left out. It's such a sense of abandonment to be this invisible child. And a lot of times the invisible children turn to drugs, maybe to alcohol, to whatever it is to not have to feel this abandon, this feeling that they're feeling. So the invisible child is just like that, they're invisible. They're not getting fed validation, and they're not feeling those loving emotions that parents should be giving to their children. All right, so you hear about what these narcissistic parents are doing to their children during the act of triangulation. So what happened to these people that they ended up doing this in the first place? Well, what happens to develop somebody, who is narcissistic is when they're younger, they had a wound themselves. Whatever it is happened to them in their childhood, that created a void inside of them. Instead of looking inward and taking care of what happened inside of them, maybe letting out the emotions, processing the emotions, they kept those emotions hidden so deep and dark inside and formed a protective self over top of those emotions. Those emotions, they may not even know exactly what happened to them at this point, now that they're at the age where they can be parents, because they've buried this so far down. But what they do know is that they have a void that needs to be filled. And that void is not going to be filled by internal love and self-love and healing and self-improvement. That void is going to be filled by how other people make them feel. So that's why the roles of triangulation and understanding what role you fit in is really important to understanding what kind of things you should expect from the experience of being triangulated. So if you are the golden child, you are filling a void inside of the narcissistic parent of, you know, somebody who they wish they want to be. All right, so this is your spot. Okay, like I said, siblings, you know, children of narcissists are not looked at as an individual. Oh, this is Jenny, and she's, you know, she's so kind. She does this. She does. No. It's like, okay, this is my kind daughter that makes me feel good. This is my kind daughter that I'm able to tell other people about. Okay, that's kind of how it goes. So the golden child is going to be filling that void for the narcissistic parent. The scapegoat, the reason the scapegoat gets it so bad is because that narcissistic parent is convinced that that scapegoat cannot fill their void. The golden child can fill their void, but the scapegoat can't fill their void. So because the scapegoat can't fill their void, they are punished. However, the thing is, in the end, is no one can fill their void. That's why individuals can go from being a golden child to a scapegoat so easily, because if you no longer have that good job, you lost your job. You don't make that kind of money now. You don't give them bragging rights anymore. You're done as the golden child. You will then move into a scapegoat role where you will be shamed for these things. Okay, you won't be loved upon it. This is the role of triangulation. So when you understand what role you play in triangulation, where you're at with this, that's going to determine what to expect. So you may have heard of CPTSD, which is complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and this is something that we can develop after years of narcissistic abuse, bullying, any type of emotional abuse that we go through for a prolonged amount of time. And one of the signs or symptoms of CPTSD is something called toxic shame. So everybody is ashamed of something, right? Like, shame is not the worst thing in the world. It's something that comes and goes. Well, toxic shame is a little bit different from that. So toxic shame is something that you did. You were in school and you got an F. Okay? So you got an F. Oh my gosh, I'm the only person in this class that got an F. Like, I'm so ashamed with myself. But I can do better next time. I can do better. Okay? Shame. Toxic shame. I got an F. Oh my gosh, I'm the worst. I'm so stupid. I'm never gonna graduate after school. I'm never gonna get a good job. I am going to not even be able to afford a house. People aren't gonna like me. I'm such a loser. I'm such a bad person. So your shame becomes internalized, and then you then believe these things to be a part of your identity. You believe that you're a bad person because of the thing you're ashamed of. So narcissistic parents during triangulation, most times to the scapegoat or even to the invisible child, will shame them to the point where they have this toxic shame. This is where a vicious inner critic comes in. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough. All right, so this is something that you need to look out for if you are the scapegoat in the game of triangulation. Now, no matter what your role is in triangulation, you're probably going to be able to relate to this. So when a narcissistic parent has these divisions between their children, they're doing just that. They're dividing. So they want to create a wedge between these different types of children. So you may notice, even if you are the scapegoat, that the narcissistic parent talks bad about the golden child to you. They talk bad about the invisible child to you. And just remember that if somebody is talking bad to you about someone else, they're going to talk about you to that person as well. So this is how the wedge is created. So a narcissistic parent would go to their golden child and tell their golden child that the scapegoat or the invisible child, or especially the scapegoat, they did this to us. They tried to hurt us on purpose. This was deliberate, and I can't believe they're trying to hurt us. So narcissistic parents will 100% talk about their different siblings, their different children with each other. This is the wedge. This is how they are, because it's not normal for a friend or someone that loves you or someone that is supposed to unconditionally love you to be talking, bad things about you. So if the golden child hears that this scapegoat child is doing all this crazy stuff to their parents, they're gonna get angry. This is gonna make them angry at the scapegoat. Right there. That's your wedge. That is triangulation. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with this. This is how easy it is for a golden child to slip into that scapegoat role and what they can expect when they do. So when a narcissistic parents have a golden child, they expect that golden child to live up to whatever these great, amazing things are that they're doing, right? Because as I said, they use these for bragging rights. They need these to fill that void. So if that golden child decides, I found this loving partner, I want to get married. When the narcissistic parent sees that the golden child is happy with someone other than them, it is extremely threatening. Whatever they can do to break up this union so that they are able to be seen as the top dogs again in your life, golden children. This is what they're going to do. So let's say you said, you know what, no way. This is strange for a parent to not want me to be happy with this individual that I've decided to spend my life with. So you go ahead with that individual. You get married, maybe you have kids, whatever it is, but you're happy. You may notice that this causes a very resentful narcissistic parent. Be ready, because a lot of times what happens is the narcissistic parent will continue to spew negativity to you so often. And what they're trying to do is just to beat you down and beat you down to the point where they want to break your union. As terrible as it sounds, I mean, this is it. This is triangulation. This is narcissistic abuse. There's a reason why they call it narcissistic abuse. There's a reason why this causes emotional distress. This is emotional abuse because these things are very real. All right, so they want to create this wedge to break this union, even if it's marriage. It does not matter. All right, remember, it's not about you. You are not an individual. It's about how you make them feel. It's about them. Get ready for, if you're an adult, you get married, phone calls. I love you. You're ruining my marriage. Destroying my life. Why are you doing this to us? This kind of thing, because you know why? Narcissistic parents of triangulation have a victim mentality. They
are the victim.
Okay guys, so thanks so much for watching along today. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel for any future videos on narcissistic abuse recovery and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. If you have any suggestions, let's get a conversation going down in the comments. Let me know what else I can do a video on for you and I'll go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so just like always, I hope you have all the love in the world.